Oh yeah. It's about to get dark. It's about to get scary. So if you're ready for this shit, nigga, get the fucking lock in. Lock. Wait. I need to actually read what this said. Stay tuned after the credits. Interesting. Why is there subtitles? Oh my, yeah. This is about to get something. This is about to get crazy. Oh my, I have chills already, bro. Nothing's even happening. I have chills. Nothing is even happening. I got chills. Shit.
March 21st, 1997. History of the Prophet Joseph Smith. In 5th through 8th grade class. How anxious I am for Heavenly Father's Spirit to touch your minds and hearts. For what the Prophet Joseph Smith did was right.
Hailing from a tiny Utah town called Short Creek was a cult. The Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, or FLDS for short.
I heard about the Latter-day Saints.
Most recently run under the grasp of a man named Warren Jeffs, they operated completely under the radar for the better part of the past century. For years,
niggas was really rocking glasses like that back in the day.
Control over their members, preaching the central idea that plural marriages were not only a God-given right, but were the only way for members to access the kingdom of heaven.
What do you mean
he was
plural?
Known to call himself the prophet, the only member of the church who could talk to God. And
yeah, every nigga who thinks like this is a problem. You're not talking to anybody because that nigga's not talking to you at all. That is someone else from under talking to you, buddy.
If God told
from
him
under
that you
talking
should
to
marry
you.
someone, you wouldn't go against his will, would you? Wife after wife after wife, the prophet would arrange to wed, not only for the adult men inside the church, but most prominently for himself. Tens, hundreds of women were used as pawns, tickets that they believed would grant them eternal salvation. And as you'd expect, their ages were never considered.
Of course they
Inside
weren't.
the FLDS, hundreds of children were born through underage mothers, forced into arranged marriages with men upwards of 85 years of age.
Disgusting.
And all of them wholeheartedly believed that they were carrying out the will of God.
Ugh. And never in what way would God disgust and despise with you nasty fucking ugh. Ugh. I rebuke that. God would never rebuke it. Is this an ad?
The story of the FLDS
Okay.
is one of the darkest I know, and they, too, have troves of media both destroyed and sealed away. We will be diving into the full story of the FLDS very soon. However, they're not fully the reason we're here tonight.
Oh. Yo, bro, Nexpo's one of the
2008,
goats, bro.
A game show premiered on Fox called The Moment of Truth. It involved contestants answering
a polygraph test?
controversial and often abrasive questions
this
in front of
shit.
a live studio audience.
We've
in
seen
exchange
something
for
like
an
this.
ever-growing
Is this the
grand
same one that we
prize.
saw?
Prior to each episode, contestants would take a polygraph test to ensure the accuracy of their responses on stage. And I'm sure you can see how this could go downhill very quickly. Answer a highly personal, highly secret question correctly in front of the world, and the bag of cash dangling over your head grows ever more. Answer it wrong, however, and your affairs.
I can't believe this is a show that people are really fucking doing.
And are forever
You're asking to go out there and do
into
this shit.
broadcast
I hope
history.
you know that, right? Y'all are literally signing
In
up to do
August
this.
of 2010, a contestant named Melanie Williams took the stage for the show's 9th episode of its 2nd season.
This is her, ain't it?
Unlike those that competed before her, however, Melanie carried with her a dark, disturbing past.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the one.
Living in a polygamous community, did you know of any underage girls who were married to adult men?
Yep.
Yeah.
That answer is true.
But nothing could stop her dramatic climb to the top.
As it turns out, Melanie Williams grew up inside the FLDS and witnessed firsthand the atrocities committed against the women and children within. To this day, Season 2, Episode 9, her debut, is completely scrubbed from existence, leaving us with only an archived trailer hinting at the inner details she
It's
revealed.
disgusting, bro.
Interestingly, even though
And you know
episode 9
what
is
the problem
considered
is? They
lost,
always try to
Melanie
tie it to
actually
God.
returned for
God is
episode
not doing
10,
none of this.
one that has been found in
And
full.
Lord,
Within it,
say this
she takes the stage
in
for a
rebukeness
final
of this evil.
$500,000
no one's
question.
partaking in this
The
bullshit.
prize of this show in something no
that is
contestant
not what
before
God
her
wants.
has ever been able to win. In the beginning, host Mark Wahlberg warns her of what she's about to be faced with, giving her an opportunity to opt out. However,
Mark
after reading
Wa-
it
you say
and taking a
Wahlberg.
moment to really let it sink in, she decides apprehensively that she's gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it for my dad. I'm gonna go for it.
You're going for it? Holy moly.
Are you okay?
It's a tough question, excuse me. But it's a tough question for me. It's a tough question. But I can do it.
Tearful and aware of what she's about to reveal, her father questions what could possibly be causing a reaction like this. She has, up to this point, aired out so much already. How much more really is there?
Yes?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay. For $500,000, Melanie Williams, question 21. Do you believe your father, as an adult, has ever had sexual relations with a minor?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember this shit.
Yes.
That answer is true.
Like, cool, you just won that money, but your dad is a
The
fucking
audience
freak.
erupts.
Fuck
as
that weird
Melanie
ass nigga.
sits, shocked at what she just unveiled to the world. Her father, equally stunned. And it all culminates in one of the strangest, most dystopian moments that I have ever seen on
$500,000
broadcast television.
to fucking break apart your
As
whole
the
fucking
family
childhood
embraces,
and
Wahlberg questions her
monstrosity.
father about this illegal relationship, to which he completely downplays it.
All the
As
time.
part of that culture.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Let's hear what
Yeah.
John feels of that.
Gosh. I'm not sure when I did this, I knew what a minor was. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
Wrong one. You're not sure what a who was? You're not sure. You got no clue? No clue at all whatsoever of what minor means. If anybody, you would know. You're old as shit. You've been around the globe for a minute on this here planet that we all share for a minute. Talking about some, at that, I didn't know what it was. At that age, I don't think I knew what it was. The fuck are you talking
Wife
about, dumb
number
nigga?
two was 17. She had just gotten out of high school.
Just gotten out. Nigga, what is wrong with you? You sick man. You sick, perverted, nasty man. Yuck. And they always try to do this in the
January
name of God.
2011,
My God
over
would
4
never.
months after this episode aired, Melanie Williams
Never.
took to her personal blog to clear up any speculation about her time on the show. Within a post made on January 7th, she claims that her father had actually lied that night, that the girl wasn't 17 like he claimed. In reality, she was 14, and her name was Joy. As far as it's known, her father is neither been investigated nor charged.
Her name was what?
17, like he claimed. In reality, she was 14, and her name was Joy.
Oh my gosh. Fucking 14, nigga? Did you just say so you lied? You lied. You lied. You lied on her age by 3 years, by the way. This is disgusting, nigga. She's a fucking freshman in high school. In high school.
As far as it's known,
That's disgusting.
her father has neither been investigated nor charged since this aired.
Of
and
course
there's
not.
been no further updates
Because he's
from
white.
Melanie herself.
Fuck that nigga.
Even so,
Freak ass
this
nigga.
podcast is one of the strangest that I have ever watched, and I wouldn't be surprised if it contributed to the Moment of Truth's cancellation. Regardless of whether Season 2, Episode 9 is ever found, Melanie Williams successfully exposed the illegal atrocities committed by one of the world's darkest cults in front of thousands. A cult that has done everything in its power to keep its depraved history a secret. And a cult, the FLDS, who manipulated and abused women and children for over a century. All veiled under the will of God.
Yeah, not my God. Ever. Could never be. Could never, will never, would never be.
We'll return
For my
after
God.
these messages.
Alright guys, before we continue,
I knew it.
easy. Proceed in the description.
Elite production.
It's October 1999.
Fort Worth.
Residents on the
I
south
hear about
end
shit in
of
Fort Worth.
Texas, notice a certain smell lingering in the air. It's repugnant, nauseating, a pungent, pervasive odor of rot. The stench is inescapable, rapidly enveloping parks, homes, and businesses. Something in the area is festering, and it's carrying an inescapable wave of what can only be described as the smell of deteriorating flesh.
Ugh.
Disgusted and worried, residents in the area contact authorities in the hopes that someone
And all of these people smell that shit. They just like, damn, nigga. Did y'all just dump like, ugh.
anyone can figure out what the hell is going on. This odor has come up so quickly. So where in the world is it coming from?
Yeah. What the fuck is that? Are you burning some shit, nigga?
Check out this week's Green Price specials on all flavors of Jell-O frozen pudding pops.
For the sweetness,
They got Jell-O pudding pops?
at Ralph's you expect this kind of quantity. One is
Do they still make
My
those?
mother always told me, get what you want, but get it at Wallbounds.
I know
Wall
how
bounds.
high quality meats taste, but you have to see how good Wallbounds prices look.
Is this before Walmart? Wall bounds. Wall bounds? You never heard of no shit called no wall bounds.
Resting at the corner of Hemphill and West Fogg Street in Fort Worth, Texas, sits an abandoned building. A grocery store called the Mexia Supermarket. Known to have been owned by a family from Laos, it served the surrounding neighborhood for years.
You're telling
But
me?
here, they were nowhere to be found.
Oh
Their
no.
store is rotting, their home vacant, and it's like they up and left, leaving the only remnants of their existence. A neighborhood suffering from an inescapable smell, and a grocery store that's festering
It's nasty.
right under its own weight.
Huh? Under? What do you mean by that? Oh, brother.
Inside, rotting deli and meat discolored as bacteria consumed it.
Oh.
Produce began to
So the nastiest smell is the fact that it's a whole fucking supermarket full of spoiled, rotten, nasty, abandoned, dirty ass food.
and emit hazardous gas.
No, Wilson, appreciate those
Frozen
lights.
goods and milk exploded due to an uncontrolled fermentation inside them. And the air
Oh
inside,
my gosh.
unbreathable.
Just think about that. Oh my God. Think about all of that milk. All that spoiled milk. Oh my God, bro. The smell of spoiled milk is so fuck. All of that plus the meats. Oh hell no.
As the oxygen was completely
This is worse than
depleted.
trash juice.
As you'd expect, the building, by the time it was found,
Seafood.
was in a state of complete disrepair, as maggots, roaches, rats, and thousands of flies had nested within its crevices. The scene? Unreal. And all of this was the product of a building left to decay for nearly 3 months.
That's from just 3 months? So you niggas just up and left the place? A whole supermarket. You just up and left it for 3 months. No upkeep, never just came back at all. Where's the family? What the fuck happened?
In the following days, the Fort Worth Health Department officially declared the site as a health hazard, sparking a massive cleanup operation.
Oh my
But
gosh.
as they assessed the
Yeah, they
building,
said this is a health
they
hazard.
realized that it would prove far more complicated than initially imagined. Because of the live rodents, millions of insects, and the buildup of hazardous gas, demolishing or burning the building down wasn't possible, as everything within it would simply migrate. to
Damn,
the
it's the
neighboring
shit
homes.
that nasty that it can't
And
even,
so,
you can't even
instead,
blow that
a
bitch
crew
up.
was hired to clean it by hand. Decked out in hazmat suits and oxygen tanks, they were tasked with bagging and removing the rotten food, disinfecting every surface inside, and fumigating the premises,
That's nasty as
all
hell.
while navigating through the millions of insects surrounding them. Reportedly, the initial scene was so infested with flies that cleanup crews couldn't even see more than a few feet in front of them.
What, nigga?
The cleanup efforts took
You
nearly
can't
a
see a
month
few
to
feet
complete,
in front of
and
you, bro.
By December, the building stood completely empty, yet still carrying a lingering odor of rot. Years later, it was eventually bought out and rebranded as
That
a store
shit
called
stank,
Terry's.
don't it?
However, according to a review left on Google, nearly 14 years after Mexia, the place, even still, reportedly smelled like death. All of the footage you've seen
That's
so
some
far
nasty
has
shit.
been taken from a 2010 History Channel documentary called Life After People. And while it gives us an inside look at the conditions there, it's merely a
They got the nerve to name this shit The Last Supper.
small piece of this story. As it turns out, tons of news coverage was taken, showcasing both the interior and exterior of the building before the cleanup operation began.
I don't want to
However,
see.
as of
I
now,
don't want to see no more.
it stands completely inaccessible.
Yuck. Yo, appreciate the likes.
According to an online user
Neck
named
noise.
The Hookup, the news coverage of
Go
Mexia
outside?
depicted a scene
What are
so
you talking
repulsive
about, nigga?
that the windows appeared blackened due to the millions of roaches and flies covering them.
What are you talking about,
I
boy?
did have
Go outside and
dreams
get you
about
some
this one
money,
neighborhood
broke
in
bum.
Fort Worth that was
Goof eye
doing a
nigga.
news story at the time. A
Coach your goof
supermarket
eye.
in this one
Coach your
low-income
goof eye.
area of town just closed one day. The images on the news are what gave me bad dreams. Windows blackened by millions of roaches, rats in swarms. The smell had to be apocalyptic.
Yo,
Two-month-old
to
fish,
name a smell apocalyptic is crazy.
two-month-old carrots, pork,
OD.
thousands upon
What am I
thousands of
watching? Dark Lost Media, Volume 3. Shout out to my goat, Nexpo. Shout out to my goat.
Rat droppings? I was obsessed with the story, hence why I dreamt about it. Being in there.
It's some nasty dark
It still
shit.
freaks me
Appreciate
out.
that follow, my boy. Appreciate you. This ain't even I mean, it's disturbing, yeah, but it's just also nasty. It's just disgusting.
To this day, this 1 minute of video is the only known footage in existence depicting the absolute nightmare left behind inside
existence?
Mexico's supermarket. And as we've seen, while evidence of other archives are out there, they have seemingly been buried in the void of broadcast history.
Why
With
would they
attention
need to
to
scrub
growing
this
day
off
by
the
day,
internet,
perhaps
though?
someday more footage about this will emerge. However, as of now, this is all we have.
See, now that's where it's interesting.
Just might stay that
Why
way
the hell is this shit scrubbed
for
off the
years
internet?
to come.
Interesting. Where did those people go, and why the hell did they just leave a whole supermarket full of food? And why are they scrubbing that shit off the internet? Something's going on there. Oh, this don't even sound right, bro. The what in the what? In the suitcase. Oh, hell no. Well, hold on, though. Who's this?
After waiting some considerable time to find a well-set-up gentleman, Megan was prepared to meet a man she could wind up spending the rest of her life with.
What you got me watching next, Pope?
I'm nervous. I'm excited.
Hold on, who this?
August 2nd, 2000.
You looking like these in 2009?
A reality show airs on VH1 starring a woman named Megan Hauserman. It's called Megan Once a Millionaire, and it involves
Wait, I've
18
heard about
suitors
this one. Megan wasn't. I've heard
vying
about
for her
this.
love
It
by
sounds
competing in
familiar.
challenges and trying to impress her with high-dollar dates.
But I was only 8 back then.
Out of every contestant on the show, a man named Ryan Jenkins had stood out to her. He was charming and
Oh,
witty,
this is about to
a
turn
trait
dark.
so prevalent that the production team granted him the nickname Smooth Operator. No, drama was, and still is, no stranger to reality TV, and Megan Once a Millionaire was no different. With such a bombastic cast of rich men vying for a woman by primarily flaunting their wealth, I'm sure you can see how this fell into the junk food category of shows out there.
Yeah,
Now,
on some.
that's all completely fine, and nothing about Megan
Damn.
Once a Millionaire was even that big of a deal. In fact, we wouldn't even be talking about this show today. If it
I mean, yeah,
weren't
that's
for
all
the
it's
fact
about.
that
The bitch Jones.
by the time this show was set to air its 4th episode, Ryan Jenkins' wife was dead.
Ooh. By the time it was even set to air, she was already going. Oh, hell
August
no.
15th. Police are investigating a dumpster in Buena Park, California. Reportedly, a foul smell is emanating from it, yet it isn't the kind you'd expect. This isn't the smell of trash. It's not an animal. It's something else. A few moments later, they dig out a densely packed suitcase. And upon opening it,
Yeah, don't show that, my boy. I don't need to see that.
staring skyward is the mutilated, mangled body of a blonde female. Her teeth are gone, her fingers severed, and her clothing nowhere to be found. Immediately,
Rebuke
the
it.
police open a case.
Rebuke
they
it.
realize that whoever did this went out of their way to
Rebuke
sever
it.
any identifying feature from her body. However, curiously, one still remained. You see, this woman had breast implants, and given that these carry their own serial numbers, it gave authorities a potential lead for identification. Even still, however, this woman was unrecognizable, ultimately leaving 3 pivotal questions to linger.
Unrecognizable is crazy, bro.
Who was this? Who did this?
This is just foul.
And how in the world did she end up here?
I wanted
12 hours later,
I wanted to do the SpongeBob
authorities
voice, but
received
this
a
is
phone
not
call.
for the time for that.
It's from Ryan Jenkins, and he's pleading. His wife, an LA model named Jasmine Fiore, had reportedly up and vanished. He claims that the previous night, the two arrived back at their home in Los Angeles before she left to run errands. However, since then, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Over
Nah.
the next 48 hours, the breast implants were verified to belong to Jasmine Fiore, and as a result, her husband Ryan Jenkins had become a person of interest in her murder. Yet, once they began looking into his movements over the few days prior, they realized that Jasmine Fiore, contrary to Ryan's testimony, had never arrived home. As it turns out, on the night of her death, the pair had gone to the La Berge Hotel in Del Mar, California for a poker tournament. And on CCTV, the pair can be seen arriving, getting settled in, and leaving. Oddly, however, at 4:30 in the morning on August 15th, just hours before Jasmine's body was uncovered, they discover a panicked Ryan Jenkins, yet he's completely alone.
Alone. Interesting.
Jasmine, wherever they went, never returned
Yeah.
with him.
This nigga just came
She
back
was
running.
never seen alive again.
Sick man in
Immediately,
a sick
Jenkins
world.
becomes their lead suspect. However, tracking him down proved to be difficult. He went on the run, from their home in LA to Nevada, Nevada to Utah, Utah to Canada.
You know they was on
This
that
done
ass.
in the span of just 2 days. Because of this,
You
he
got
was
to Canada
officially
in 2
charged with
days?
the murder of Jasmine
What the
Fiore
fuck?
on
This nigga was
August
moving.
20th. Yet, because he was evading arrest, he always seemed to be one step ahead.
But you're moving and then you're going on TV, nigga? You're going to TV?
It wasn't until the morning of August 23rd when authorities would locate him at a motel called Thunderbird in Hope, Canada. However, their encounter wouldn't go at all as planned.
What happened?
That morning, Ryan Jenkins had never checked out. In fact, for the 3 days he was staying there, not a sound ever came from his room, and no one ever left.
Huh?
In reality, he had taken his own life. And inside his room, he awaited, hanging from the motel coat rack.
A coward. Man, you went out like a bitch.
Search for a reality show
Lame ass
contestant
nigga.
charged with the first-degree killing of his ex-wife is
Lame ass
finally
nigga.
over. Ryan Jenkins was found dead in a motel room in Canada yesterday, an apparent suicide.
You's a-
But
you's a-
officials
you's
say
a
the investigation is far
Bitch
from
ass
over.
nigga for that. For real.
Following his capture, VH1 had placed
Hell
Megan
no.
Wants a Millionaire on an indefinite hiatus, leaving episodes 4 to 6, the remainder of the season, never to air. After an internal
Sick.
investigation, it was
You're
found
never
that
seeing the pearly
Jenkins
gates.
was charged with assault over 2 years prior to filming, something that should
You're
have
gonna see the
restricted
worst of the
him
worst
from
down
ever
there,
being
boy.
allowed on TV.
The worst of the worst down there.
Even further, there were reportedly countless other contestants with charges as well, opening up the door to accusations that VH1 perhaps overlooked these in hopes of sowing drama and driving up ratings.
Y'all wanted to
For
get
years,
niggas who are
episodes 4 through
criminals
6
on
of
the
Megan
show?
Wants a Millionaire was unseen by
What the hell is
anyone
wrong with these
outside of
people?
the studio.
Yo.
However, in
Hollywood,
2020,
bro.
Megan herself released episodes 4 and 5 on her personal YouTube channel. Even still, though, the finale eludes the public, and given the controversy that took place, it's unlikely to ever be released.
I'm
this
good
day,
off of the episodes.
VH1 and the entire landscape of reality TV
I'm good off
has
the
felt
show.
the effects of this tragedy. Yet nothing could ever compare to the grief the family of Jasmine Fiore underwent as they lost their loved one.
R.I.P. bro.
According to Jasmine Fiore's mother, their relationship was never healthy.
Don't wish that
They
on
were
nobody.
Always fighting, always arguing about something. But never did she think that Ryan Jenkins would take the life of her daughter. Never did she think that he would leave her in the condition he did. It felt like a complete nightmare. Yet it was painfully, agonizingly real. Megan Wants a Millionaire, to this day, remains as an eerie look at the faces people put on for cameras. Yet, once they're off, and everyone inevitably returns home, we truly don't know any of them. Reality TV.
That's some motherfucking facts.
Even when it isn't reality at all.
And he just still went out like a bitch. That's some bullshit. Ooh wee, I wish they would have got his ass.
And last week's number 1 down to number 2, Underworld from Ultimate.
Oh hell no, that's the AOL shit.
At night, and a conversation is playing out between two online users, InExcess00 and No1093. It's charged, inappropriate, a glance into the most depraved desires of the human psyche. This correspondence carries on for days.
Some freak niggas.
However, there's just one problem.
Talking freaky dicky on the computer.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing. What are you doing?
Nothing at the moment.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Did you go get your other money?
Yes, I did.
Did
you leave yet?
No.
Other
You
money.
didn't leave yet.
No.
Are you going to come or not?
Yes, I shall.
Well, when are you going to come over?
Well, a little later.
I knew it's
A
for freak
little
niggas.
later.
Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah, I guess. Gee. You're silly.
You're the silly one.
Nah, I know that other nigga's definitely on some demon time. I know it.
InExcess
Something's wrong with bro.
in the real world is a 56-year-old man named Louis Conrad. And all throughout his chats and phone calls, he fully believes that he's conversing with a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, that's your problem, buddy. "13-year-old boy. Excuse me? You freak?"
November 11th, 2004. Dateline NBC airs a show that you just might
I think I heard
have
about this
of. It's called To Catch a Predator, and in collaboration with police and a watchdog group named Perverted Justice, they perform
Banger
sting
videos,
operations around the country,
bangers.
luring in and exposing
Banger TV
predators
right there,
on
boy.
national television.
Those people doing a good
In
deed.
July of 2006, the production team commenced a multi-month sting operation in the town of Murphy, Texas, for a proposed two-part special in the show's second season. Among those caught were a 54-year-old math teacher named Stanley Kendall, a 52-year-old oil drilling consultant named Randall Wolford, and a 56-year-old district attorney for Kaufman County, Texas, named Louis Conrad. Aside from the surprising
Got your
number
ass.
of high-profile individuals all living a secret life, Conrad starkly stood out among the others. For years, he climbed the ranks of the Texas legal system, contributing to the prosecution of countless criminals. Because of this, he carried an extensive knowledge of Texas law, something that the police and production team knew they'd have to carefully navigate if they were successfully to convict this guy.
Oh,
For his
shit.
entire career,
Yeah. It really gotta work hard to crack that shit
well-liked
down.
and respected, they thought. So why in the world is he doing this?
I don't need to hear any more phone calls, though. Freak ass nigga.
As the months carried on, the conversations between Louis Conrad and No1093 would only become more depraved. Louis would share explicit images, express a strong desire to meet,
Yeah.
and would consistently bring up subjects that a 13-year-old has no business talking about online.
Weird ass
But
nigga, bro.
throughout all of this, little did he know that No1093 wasn't who he said he was. The entire persona was a setup, and the predator, Louis Conrad, had fallen straight into his trap. According to Texas law, engaging in explicit conversation with a minor is a third-degree felony, a crime that Louis Conrad, without a doubt, heavily partook in. Because of this, on November 5th, 2006, Tarrant County PD had obtained a search warrant and set out to his home to finally arrest him. When they arrived, the police had hoped that Conrad would recognize them and come out to talk. However, his behavior wasn't so straightforward. Through his window, they could see a TV playing and a computer running, yet Louis was nowhere to be seen. And so, they break in, clear out room after room, yet once they make it to his main hallway, they discover him standing eerily still, seemingly awaiting them. Frozen in place, Louis begins pleading, explaining that he's not gonna hurt anyone. However, before the police can react, he, out of nowhere, pulls out a handgun from behind his back, turns in on himself, and takes his own life.
Yeah, because you knew what you were doing. Again, another fucking coward. Another bitch, nigga. We don't fuck with those.
As the camera crew stood outside, the sound of a loud crack
good
had
riddance.
broken the stillness in the air. And for a brief moment, they were unaware of the scene awaiting them inside. No one expected Louis Conrad to do this. No one expected him
around
to prey
no more
on an
anyway.
underage kid. No one expected any of this.
Of course not. No one ever does. Because it's the freaks and the weirdos
We
that
watched
you
as
see
an
every day.
emergency medical team arrived and hoped they could somehow save him. But as Conrad is brought out on a stretcher,
It's definitely
clear
telling.
his condition is grave.
You can definitely tell though when somebody on some
To
weird
this day,
shit.
This incident is regarded as one of the darkest in To Catch a Predator's history.
I would have been
And because
known.
of litigation and their dwindling relationship with advertisers, the show was canceled the following year. While most aspects of this case, like the chat logs, the phone
Disgust.
calls, and the aftermath, are readily accessible online, there is one piece of media that
I'm good
has,
on
to
that
this
game.
day,
I don't want to
never
see
been
nothing.
released. Reportedly, there's an audio tape of Conrad's final words taken from police body cameras. However, for obvious reasons, it's remained sealed away. The Louis Conrad story is one of the most depraved situations that never should have happened. He was a man who knew better, a man who should have done better, a man who preyed on the most vulnerable subset of humanity.
Yeah,
While
fuck
the
is wrong
recording
with
of
you?
His final moments may
You
never see the light of
monster.
day, his vile actions will forever
Sick,
be known,
sick man.
and his name immortalized as a monster
You damn right.
that once lived
A fucking monster.
among us.
A fucking monster that should have dealt with the consequences instead of being a coward. All these fucking cowards. Handle the consequences like a man or don't do this shit in the first place. Just being fucking real. Being fucking real. Okay, bet. Probably got like 2 more of these.
It's the early 2000s, and Silent Hill 2
Oh, I know the
haunts
Silent
the
Hill.
world.
They ain't shit but
Circuit
fog.
City runs a special on
Circuit
camcorders.
City?
And over on CBS
Yeah, that shit is
Channel 11,
been gone.
a bear enthusiast named Timothy Treadwell appears on Letterman. By every measure, Timothy Treadwell is a lifelong wildlife admirer. For the past 11 years, he's gone out of his way to
Treadmill.
live with bears native to Katmai National Park in Alaska, documenting his experiences wherever he can.
Bears.
Anytime this man
Already
was out in
sounds
the
bad,
wilds,
buddy.
he had a camera on him and seemed to carry a remarkable lack of fear as he interacted with animals that could quite literally end his life at any moment.
And so was it a person or an animal that
Throughout
got
the
this nigga this
1990s,
time?
Treadwell was known to travel across the U.S.,
We're about to see.
educating aspiring young adults on the intricacies of bears and their relationship with their natural environment. With this, he would share videos of his excursions, catalyzing an appreciation for the natural world to a new generation of young minds. These efforts would cause Treadwell to skyrocket in popularity, and by the early 2000s, he had effectively become a household name. From what it seemed, Treadwell's way of life was inherently dangerous, yet entirely rewarding.
Is it
dance
a
with the
bear
devil
just walking
at
back
every
there in the
turn,
background, bud?
yet it was something he was massively enamored by. He felt this sense of oneness, a connection to a species that humans,
What
for
the
as
hell
long
is
as
he
they've
doing?
lived, have inherently
That shit just
feared.
walking up to about. You just chilling on the coastline. No, nigga.
In October of 2003, Timothy Treadwell had convinced his girlfriend, Amy Huguenard, to venture out with him to Katmai National Park. Contrary to his other excursions, however, this one was markedly late in the year. You see, October's on the brink of hibernation season, a time in which bears are aggressively scavenging for food to get them through the winter. On top of this, there was a drought that plagued the area that year, drying
brother.
up the food supply and causing an extra layer
Of all
aggression
times, you
within
should know this isn't the right time to go.
Effectively,
You do this
the
shit for a
environment
living, right?
was incredibly tense. Competition ran high.
Why the hell are you there when bears are
Timothy
competing at the
convinced Amy
most?
to trust him, as he was eager to continue his study of a species that he's carried a lifelong fascination with.
Yeah, maybe let your wife go home or wait on the fucking ship. I'm not gonna lie. She's gotta chill, wait somewhere. I'm not just gonna say, hey, let me come bring you out here to your death. The hell is wrong with this?
It's been noted that Amy never wanted to go on this trip. In fact, she feared bears. Painfully so.
Oh, well, that's definitely on him. That's some fucked up shit. Yep. This nigga did this shit to get rid of
The
her.
next day, and the forest is quiet.
He did that shit to get rid of her. You damn monster. You damn monster.
An air taxi pilot named Willie Fulton lands his plane near the couple's campsite to pick them up for their trip back home. Upon jumping out and looking around, however, Fulton quickly realizes that something isn't right. Timothy and Amy are nowhere to be seen, and all that greets him is a torn-up campsite and a bear. A very disgruntled bear. Confused by what he's witnessing and fearing for his safety, Fulton jumps back into his aircraft and calls in a report to the area's park rangers. And once they arrive, they shoot the bear dead, scour the surrounding area, and shockingly, uncover a scene completely unexpected. Throughout their campsite, the mutilated, half-eaten remains of Timothy and Amy are scattered across the ground. Their bodies have been violently torn apart. Timothy's head and arms are littered around the camp, and Amy is haphazardly buried in a pile of dirt next to their tent.
Nigga. See? It's gonna make me feel bad for bro, but why is she buried? He did some shit and then did that and then was like, all right, I'm gonna let this bear get me. No, nigga. You try to go out the easy way. You son of a bitch.
Night, Timothy Treadwell and Amy Huguenard lost their lives at the hand of a wild bear. And in the 85-year history of Katmai National Park, the two of them were the first to ever die this way.
Yeah, to ever. Definitely playing
While
this shit out.
investigating the campsite, the park rangers, surprisingly, came across a camera that recorded the attack.
Of course.
Reportedly, the lens cap was left on, leaving just 6 minutes of audio at the very end of their tape, depicting their final moments.
I don't want to hear
This
that.
audio has never been released.
Good.
However, write-ups from those who had heard it firsthand paint a picture straight out of a nightmare. It supposedly went something like this. The tape begins with the sound of Timothy outside of their tent during a storm. A bear has wandered into their camp. However, before he can react, he's violently attacked. In immense distress, he begins to scream, pleading for Amy to come to his aid. And so she unzips the tent, heads outside, and commands for Timothy to play dead. A few moments later, and believing Timothy to be deceased, the bear retreats into the dark, to which Amy, in complete shock, rushes to Timothy's aid. Understandably, she's screaming and crying. Her boyfriend, a man who spent his entire life devoted to nature, has just been brutally attacked by the very thing he loved.
Yeah.
But as it sinks in, the bear out of nowhere returns to Timothy, grabs his body, and drags him into the dark.
Oh. Oh, damn. But what happened to her? How is she buried and he's not? Make it make sense.
Since this incident, the one and only copy of this tape has been left in the possession of Treadwell's longtime friend, Jewel Palovac, who to this day has never listened to it. And aside from the authorities,
Yeah, I wouldn't listen to it
the only
either.
other person who's known to have heard it is documentarian Werner Herzog.
Oh, man.
Just a few seconds in, however, he pulled his headphones off, instructed Jewel never to listen to it, and strongly urged her to destroy it.
Oh.
As far as it's known, Jewel Palovac remains in possession of this fabled tape and has vowed to both keep it sealed away and to never listen to it in her lifetime. With this, the final moments
Yo, I'm
of
not gonna
Treadwell
lie.
and Huguenot
Is someone gonna, like, it's just like, whoever gets that shit, are they gonna be, I don't even know how to say it. Are they just gonna be conscious enough, human enough to be like, you know what? She went her whole lifetime not doing this shit. Maybe I should also not mess with this shit. But I feel like, hey, be looking out in the news. We might hear this shit.
Huguenot's lives are shrouded in a
Sadly
cloud
as
of
it is.
uncertainty, leaving the world around
I
them
don't know.
to eternally speculate about it. This tape, much like with
I
Christine
still wanna know
Chibok,
what happened to
is
her
one of the darkest,
and how she
most
was
haunting
buried.
cases of lost media
But yet
that I
he's
truly
not.
believe we will never get our hands on.
What buried it?
It's a tragedy that never should have happened.
Buried it for food
A
for
freak
later or
incident
something? The bears just be
in the
digging
woods.
up berries.
6 minutes of audio depicting one of the most gruesome ways to die that we may never hear in our lifetime.
For real though. 6 minutes that we'll never hear. 6 minutes is crazy. That's a long time. What a video. What a video. What a fucking way to end. What a video. Okay, he said there's some stuff after an announcement. This might be the announcement. I want to see what he's about to announce.
So I've summoned you here today because I want to fill you in on something that I've been building in complete secret. It's a type of project that I've literally wanted to do since I started this channel. I can't say exactly what it is just yet, but I will be uploading a brand new type of video on March 5th that you will not want to miss. For the past couple years now,
March
my
5th,
upload
remember that
schedule has
date?
slowed down quite a bit, and paradoxically, I've been wanting to bring you guys more mysteries to chew on. I've been doing a lot of building and restructuring behind the scenes, and finally, on March 5th, we'll be able to kick this plan into motion and bring my vision to life.
Yo,
Again,
I wonder what
can't
it
share
is.
exactly what it is just yet.
March
but
5th.
If you do some digging,
I'm ready.
you
Nexpo,
just might
I'm
find
ready.
it
You're my
early.
goat. I'm ready.
Seriously, thank you all so much for being here all these years. We're coming up on 8 years of Nexpo now, and it still blows my mind every day that so many of you watch my content. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. When it comes to this new project, so much love, passion, stress, nerves, literally everything has gone into this.
Shout out my
I
boy
am equal
Nexpo,
parts
man.
nervous and excited for you to see it. I truly hope you like it as much as I've enjoyed building it. A new chapter of Nexpo is upon us, and so with that, I'll see you on the 5th. Thank you all so much again for watching. I love you all. And
Love you too, Nexpo. Good night. Man, that was, man. That's some dark shit, bro. That's a good video, though. That's a great video. Great reacts. What the fuck is au pair? Wait, what? Whoa. A young person who stays with a local host family, learns their language, helps with child care responsibilities and household duties, free accommodation, meals, and often a weekly allowance. So you stay with a host family. Person working for and living as part of a host family. Huh. Interesting. Oh, these might not be good. Oh, these are going to be good stories, though. They're going to be good stories because, I mean, there's some crazy shit that happened to somebody who literally had to fucking live through it. But good reaction.